The reflection room. Detective Arman wasn't used to cases like this. Dataranjaya was a quiet town, barely a blip on the map. So when a young woman named Livia was found dead in her locked apartment under mysterious circumstances, he was called in from the city. The reflection room is a very strange case. No forced entry, no fingerprints, no signs of struggle. Just one strange thing. A red thread tied tightly around her right index finger. Like a ritual, like a warning. The room was silent, untouched. Her apartment door had been locked from the inside, her windows bolted shut. She had no family, no known enemies. She worked at the town library, lived alone, and led a life so ordinary it was almost suspicious. Only one neighbor claimed to have seen anything that night. An elderly man named Mr. Reza, who lived directly across the hall. He told Detective Arman that he saw something suspicious around his black coat. Another one who he saw so similar scrin.
I saw someone in a black coat enter her apartment just past midnight, moved like a shadow.
Arman raised an eyebrow. You saw someone enter?
But the door was locked from the inside.
Reza just shrugged.
I know what I saw.
The detective wasn't convinced. The man seemed lucid, but something about him felt too calm, too rehearsed. Arman spent the next few days combing through the building, interviewing neighbors, searching for security footage. There was none. And researching Livia's background. Everything came up empty, until he returned to her apartment for one last look. He scanned the bookshelf. Livia was a reader. Hundreds of books, neatly arranged, but one stood out, The Art of Illusion. It had a thin red thread wedged between the pages. He pulled it. The book didn't open. It creaked. It wasn't a book. It was a box. Inside was a folded letter, written in rushed, uneven handwriting.
If anything happens to me, it wasn't a stranger. It was someone I trusted. He's not who he says he is. He's watching me through the mirrors.
Arman's stomach turned. He returned to Mr. Reza's apartment. The door was unlocked, the lights off, very suspicious.
Mr. Reza?
No answer. The air inside was icy cold, as if the place hadn't been lived in for years. But everything was clean, too. Clean, polished, shiny surfaces everywhere. Then he saw it, a large wardrobe at the end of the hall. Its mirror cracked slightly, the edges smeared with what looked like fingerprints, but facing the wrong way, as if pressed from inside the glass. He opened the wardrobe, only a black coat, and behind it, a mirror, an old one, full length, dusty. He stepped closer. Something felt off. His reflection was smiling, but he wasn't. Arman stumbled back, drawing his weapon, his breath heavy. He turned to run, then his phone rang. Unknown number. He hesitated, then answered.
Detective Arman.
The voice said, a whisper, a woman's. It was Livia.
I had to disappear. He knows how to get in without doors, without windows, through mirrors. He isn't Mr. Reza. He never was. That's just the face he wore.
But you're...
Listen to me. If you see your reflection doing something you didn't do, don't blink. That's when he crosses over.
The call went dead. Arman looked back at the mirror. His reflection, not smiling, not blinking. And then, behind him, footsteps. But the room was empty. Only the mirror remained. And from its depths, two eyes slowly opened. And it turned out to be Livia. And then Detective Arman was never seen again. A few days later, Steve, another detective from the city, came to investigate Arman's disappearance. The police said,
his report was brief, almost rushed. Arman apparently left in the middle of the night. There were no signs of a struggle. His cell phone was found on the floor. His last call, an unknown number. His trail could not be traced.
Steve immediately searched for evidence and traces of Arman's disappearance. And then Steve noticed something strange. The wardrobe in Mr. Reza's apartment, which was supposed to be empty, had a mirror inside, one that didn't reflect him. Instead, it showed a dimly lit room and someone standing there. someone who looked exactly like Detective Armand, smiling, not blinking. After finding the oddity, Detective Steve immediately reported it to the police.
What really happened, Detective?
Livia has found something ancient, something that not only kills, but also replaces, a form that enters through reflections, imitates life, and erases the original without a trace. She faked her death to avoid it. But Armand stayed too long, asked too many questions, stared too long in the wrong mirror.
So, where is Detective Armand now?
Now, he's on the other side, waiting for the next person to blink.
So, are you next?